Alright. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Mape the Ape, where the biggest baboon on the North American ladder does crazy stuff. Down here at the bottom left side of the map, it is, of course, Maplez, our resident 6'3" baboon. He's an absolute weirdo. This man lives to troll. This man has never played a serious game of StarCraft in his life, and yet somehow is constantly taking maps off pro gamers and being incredibly competitive in tournaments as well. He comes in, he's playing against ForGG here. We all know ForGG, a Brood War champion, a StarCraft 2 champion, a man who's come back from the military and is basically full-time streaming again every single day. I regularly get to play him on the North American ladder, and I get the joy of getting squashed into oblivion and going, man, that was really hard. Oh, let's compare. You know, I feel like I've practiced a lot this season. I've played 100 games with Zerg this season. Play Zerg versus Terran against him. I check his profile. He has 2,700 games that season on that one account alone. This man practices more than anyone else. He is a menace on the North American ladder, and he's so annoying for everyone to play against. But Maplez, as always, got some tricks up his sleeves. This probe is hidden over here. He's done a very normal expand so far, but notice he's making Warp Gate, he's chronoing an Adept out, and he's already proxying a Pylon. So this looks like it's a 3-gate. It could be a Stargate or something, but we'll see exactly what he opts for. The Adepts are going to have to deal with this Reaper coming in. It is a double gas build, so going to be a couple Reapers and Hellions coming out to start off for ForGG. Oh, the Adept a bit out of position, but good probe pullback by Maplez. Nice micro by him there. So the Reaper's just going to back off for now. We've got another Reaper coming across. Reactor goes down after that, and the Hellion will join up in the near future. Adept's going to shade down to the low ground, and there should be another Adept to cover that ridge, that kind of ledge there to jump up. Nicely done. Second gateway goes down at home, and yeah, this is a 3-gate for sure. He's going to go proxy third gateway, and it's going to try and shade a bunch of Adepts and maybe Stalkers in as well. ForGG throws away his Reapers. That could be an issue. Because if you go in, kill 2 or 3 probes for your Reapers and Hellions, that's normally okay, but there's going to be a very fierce counterattack coming across this map, and ForGG has no idea. It's going to come in, but the second Adept does join up on that low ground. Nice double shade to try and hold this back, but oh, ForGG getting tricky. He's going to try and steer the Hellion around the Adepts while the Reapers jump in. There's only one Adept there guarding that main base. Nice movement by ForGG. Really well done. He already gets one of these probes, and he's going to avoid that Adept, get into the main base. Oh, the shield battery's not done yet. This is really bad for Maplez. He's taking a lot of probe damage, but actually that probe gets back into the gas nicely. Can ForGG get one more? This man is always one of the thirstiest Terran players with the way he micros his Reaper. Does go down. Only 3 probes in total. Could have been worse. That one probe surviving on the gas was quite nice. But Maplez does need to get a move on with his aggression. Now, ForGG saw it. He saw the second gateway. He should know he's under attack. He should be building like a bunker right now or something. I don't know if he's going to get there in time. His Cyclone's moving out. He's got to be careful, mate. He should know that this is a proxy 3-gate build, but ForGG doesn't always pay attention to his scouting info. Oh, his Cyclone gets ambushed. 3 Adepts there. Another 3 Adepts coming in from behind as well. And look at that. He's going to get chased. Oh, no. Oh, no. He gets jumped on. 3 Adepts shade on top. Take out the Cyclone. At the same time, these Adepts run in. They manage to take out the Hellion. None of the Protoss units going down yet. ForGG very exposed on that low ground. Pulls back to the high ground. And he does have a tank. So he's going to be okay. The siege tank will keep him alive. He's just going to lose a lot of mining on that natural. But with a siege tank behind a wall off, there's no real way to breach that for Maplez. And Maplez just going to poke up and down. Alright, so Maplez is successfully playing against a man who practices 10 times as much as anyone else on the NA ladder. He's made the game weird now. He's denied his natural. He's got a depot. There's an SCV just hiding there. Oh, he accidentally shades the Adepts up the ramp. Oh, no. Don't do it like that, mate. Don't do it like that. Okay, it does take out the SCV. Now, this game started out in the range of more normal things, but strap yourselves in because Maplez always gives us bananas games. He gives us weird stuff, and pun absolutely intended because, I mean, what else is a gorilla going to have up his sleeve? A baboon going to have ready as a snack, but some dirty bananas. Some slippery peels left on the ground, things for you to fall over, and the Dark Shrine into charge. So he's going to be playing 2-base, Charge Lot, Dark Templar, and a 3rd Nexus now going down. He's up in workers, so he's okay. But I do worry about the next step. ForGG is actually turtling. He's going 3rd command center. That I was not expecting. So ForGG is playing a very greedy game right now, trying to rebuild his work account. He sent a few Marines out here in this dropship, which clean up the probe on the proxy. Going to try and target the pylon, but Maplez is warping in. He sees it. ForGG should be getting out of there right now. Oh, he's adamant about trying to get rid of the gateway. That's very risky. Now the medevac's taken too much damage, but okay, he does focus fire a Stalker. Not bad. Gets rid of one of them, but the Stalkers go back forward, and they do take out the medevac to make sure there's no escape. So 2 Stalkers trapping these units. Can he get an Adept on the way out? And he gets an Adept, so at least ForGG gets a few unit kills. but definitely not super ideal. He could have shaded the Adepts on top if he was happy to trade them for a Siege tank and a few Marines there, because the tanks would have done a lot of friendly fire. You can see here, ForGG is building up to 3 racks, double engineering bay. He's just going to get to that big macro situation. And because the third base is quite late for Maples, I do worry for his situation. Like, what are you going to do in this next minute or so? It doesn't feel like this is super ideal for you. Banshee flies around the backside. Looks like it got 2 kills. I'm guessing it was probes in the main base. Maybe not, actually, because there is shield batteries up. Going to get over to that third. And man, I'm having a problem with this middle mouse button. Let's swap mice out to the other mouse. Oh, actually gets a bunch more workers, man. Oh, up to 11 workers killed. That's good for ForGG. He's keeping the worker count very similar. He's also got a turret because he knows he's playing a cheeser right now. And look at that, the Dark Templar run in as the turret finishes. Ooh, Maples just can't find an opening. Oh, that was sick. He lets the Adept Shade finish. The tanks take out 3 of their own Marines with friendly fire. Siege tank operators aren't always known as the most intelligent units in the Terran military. Them and Widow Mines apparently trained by the same AI that just says, just shoot anything. They're like, but what if they're in melee contact with our own units? We wouldn't want to hurt them, you know? What about danger close? We don't want to do that. And they're like, no. Just blow stuff up. It doesn't matter. Remember that human lives in the Caprilu sector are expendable. Protoss lives valuable. Zerg lives basically meaningless. Terran lives pretty damn expendable. That's kind of the rating system in terms of the value on each one of their lives. And you can see it reflected in their resource costs. Adept's going to try and shade forward. He does cancel at the last second. All right, so Maples is going Blink Dark Templar Zealot. Now, this is a very high damage army, but if ForGG realizes what's up and just stays in very defensive positions, keeps his army together, gets a big ball of bio, and most importantly, starts building Widow Mines. He needs to get that factory off that tech lab, get it on a reactor, and start pumping Widow Mines. Widow Mines will destroy. They do so much splash damage. They will almost completely remove the shields of all the Dark Templar with a single Widow Mine hit. Zealots will get hammered by them as well, but he's got to move that over. There we go. He's going to move it over. So ForGG is getting towards that stage. Stim, shields 1-1. All those important upgrades are going to finish. He's very low on bio right now, but give him another minute or two, he's going to be unstoppable. Maples knows he needs to hit right now. He's rebuilt the pylon on the bottom right, so he's got the Adepts there. He can warp in there some Zealots. Dark Templar Stalker with only a few Zealots so far. He's just poking in to see if that third base does exist. He spots it. Adepts trying to distract to the bottom right. He pulls the bio away. That was purely a bait. ForGG, you got to defend your tanks, mate. You got to defend your tanks. But ForGG is actually getting baited all the way onto the gateway. ForGG playing so risky. He scans, takes out the Dark Templar. But look at that, the Dark Templar blinking in the left side and cleaning up his tank line. Even another tank getting hit by a Dark Templar and a Zealot. The DTs do crazy damage. ForGG's tank line gets cleaned up. That was so risky from ForGG moving down there. Maples says, lol. You weren't expecting for someone to attack you with 10 Blink Dark Templar, were you? Gives him the bird. And ForGG says, well, screw you, I'm going to go for a double drop, but the observer sees it. Maples is an experienced pervert. For those who don't know, he has been watching from the shadows his whole life. This man was made to sit there looking through a crack in the cupboard going, or in the closet, I should say. Kind of hard to fit in a cupboard. Anyway, going into the main base, we've got a bunch of stalkers warping in. The double drop's going to boost there. If Maples focuses it, he can take these out. But he looks away at the wrong time. Oh no, a bit slow on the focus fire. Ends up having to back off for now. That Forge is in jeopardy. If they focus fire it, ForGG sees it. He sees a chronoed Forge. That's too juicy a target for a Terran player to resist. Blinking away his Maples. The Dark Templar actually blinks forward. It's going to get taken out by the scan, but a lot more Stalkers and Zealots are here. He gets the Forge. Denies +1 armor, but he loses the double drop at the same time. ForGG is going to keep attacking on the north as well. And a massive Dark Templar backstab getting ready in the middle of the map. ForGG is going to attack this left side. He's got his first 2 Widow Mines out. He needs more Widow Mines. He's up in supply right now. And honestly, the Zealot DT composition doesn't get better with time. It gets worse. I feel like ForGG is large and in charge now. He's got the army supply advantage. He's got 2-2 on the way. He's got the worker advantage. Widow Mines landing. Oh, but the DT! The DT's coming for the flank from behind! The DT's flank from behind, and ForGG a bit too slow to pick up. He's going to lose everything. His whole army gets shut down. Oh my god, okay, I think he needs to just like pull back to his natural maybe, lift the base off. Because remember, this army comp, there's no splash damage. It's not got many upgrades. It doesn't get better. If he waits for 2-2 and just survives, he's just got to get a big enough bio Widow Mine ball to deal with it. But the Observer is, the Widow Mine is still there. The DTs take it out. Oh my god, get out of there, ForGG, you gotta run, mate! You gotta run, you can't stand and fight with that many Dark Templar! Maples with mass Dark Templar and a handful of Stalker Zealot just blinks on top. And he says, welcome to Dark Templar Town. Welcome to DT Town! GG, well played. Very nice strategy there from Maples, bringing out the classic charge lot blink DT. That's not meant to work versus good players. All right, guys, that was a dirty, dirty game there. Let's take a look at another one that we've had sent through to us. We've got Maples in the top left, of course, representing Team Gosu and all of the baboons around the world. He's going up against Trigger. That's right, the teammate of Cyril and Reyna, representing Basilisk, a player who's been having some amazing performances over the last year. It continues to just grow as a player and get better and better season to season. And he is going for a Nexus first. Trigger being a dirty boy. Now, they are countrymen. I imagine they're probably friends being high-level Protoss players from them. And I could not have timed that any better. Mape says, noob! Noob! They haven't had any interaction so far this game. And Maple just starts by calling him a noob. He's going to insult the pro gamer here. He sees the Nexus first. I remember a while ago, a lot of players were struggling with countering this. I wonder if Maples has a response. Looks like he's just going to go for his own Nexus, I would imagine. Yeah, he's just going to say, okay, you're a little ahead on the Nexus, but I'll take my own. That's fine. I'll get my own Nexus down. I think that was like a 16. Was that like a 17 Nexus for Trigger? I think it was a 17 Nexus. So Trigger took his Nexus nice and early to make sure it couldn't get blocked. That was actually a very cute way of doing that. And Gateway Cybercore does go down there. Okay, so Maples is just going to play a normal game. Is he, though? Oh, he's scouting for proxies, is he? There's no way they can proxy you after a Nexus first. No way at all. So, oh, he's just hiding the probe. Okay. He's thinking about proxying himself. Oh, Trigger comes past. Doesn't see that probe hiding there as the pylon starts for Maples. Okay. All right. He's got some dirty tricks in mind right now. He's building a Zealot. We'll see if he cancels that. Zealot usually a sign of aggression this early. Second pylon is very late, so he's a bit supply blocked right now, and you can see Trigger's already ahead of a few workers. Also, Trigger doesn't need a second pylon because that Nexus counts as 2 pylons almost. It gives 15 supply. So he's going to be chronoing probes like mad. He's got 2 gates up to defend that economy, staying 1 gas for now, so super mineral focused in his build. This is a deliciously economic build for Trigger, but Trigger sees no second pylon, so he should know something's up right now. That's a really big tell. No second pylon. Let's go to Trigger's camera, see if he can figure this out. We can see it's a Stargate. What's he going to build? He needs to go a couple Stalkers, I would imagine. Trigger's going 1 Stalker, second Stalker starts. His probe goes down to an Adept. He's ready to wall off. But Maple's here. He's both building a good economy and trying to sneak that Stargate out. Let's see what he can pull off here. Trigger is a massive favorite in this matchup. Oh! Trigger just killed the Urubu though, guys. I think it's because it was near his wall off and he was worried it might stop him from placing the building to wall off. So I can totally understand why he actually did that. Oh, he's actually having a wall off with a gateway potentially. I don't think he needs to. Oh, he's just to get the second layer of wall off. He just doesn't want to let these Adepts and Zealots into his base. Pylon does have more hit points than a shield battery. That's why he's building it instead of the shield battery, even though it takes less time to build, which means there's less time to cancel it. If you're just using it as a temporary block, you want it to last a few seconds longer, you can do it that way. The Adept Shade comes in, but it's actually just chilling on the natural. The Stalkers have run away, and Maples is like, mate, I didn't even go in the main. I was meant to, but I misclicked, lol. Does get a probe for his work, and he's got an Oracle on the way behind it. Twilight Council behind it, so he's not going to stay on air, which makes sense against the Stalker build. And Trigger actually lets this third gateway finish, so he's just going to play 3-gate Robo. Very safe play for Trigger. Super duper safe. Oracle flies in. There's only 3 Stalkers out. 1 probe dies. He should be able to get another on the way out, but he doesn't want to risk taking any damage, so a little bit slow there on the acceleration, deceleration micro for Maples. The trick with the Oracle is you got to keep it moving. The moment it stops moving, it takes a while to get going, so much like if you've got a really old car, you're worried won't start. Once it's going, you really do not want to let that thing sit still for too long. You do not want to let it idle at the lights for too long, or it might just straight up stop on you. Anyways, Dark Shrine's on the way. Maples is trying to go 3-gate Dark Shrine. He's fully walled himself out. He's got a pylon over there. He's got a Stargate there and an Oracle. I mean, this is a very sneaky play, but with the Robo up so early, I just don't see this working. There's already an Observer out. And without a third base, and he doesn't even have a probe near a third base, I think Maples is way too committed to this. I don't know how he could possibly pull off any sort of cheeky maneuvers. The only thing is Trigger's mobility sucks, right? He's kind of stuck turtling on 3 base for a long time. So you could get a later third, add disruptors, something like that, and make up for the unit number advantage that, of course, Trigger will have. Trigger's chronoing probes, making an immortal right now. It does have an Observer coming forwards. I guess the Observer might be on the wrong side of the map, actually. Look at that. Dark Shrine is there. And the Dark Shrine is almost finished, and the Observer's on the wrong side of the map, and that's going to be that. So let's go to Maple's vision. He's thinking about taking a third right now. Remember that Trigger cursed himself by building that Urubu. He's going to warp into Dark Templar right now. And oh, he sees the Observer. He sees the Observer. Yeah, he sees it. He sees it. He tags the Observer with the Oracle and the Phoenix. He takes out the Observer. That's going to make it so you can't recall that. Uh-oh. And I don't think Trigger's going to realize necessarily, okay, if he hold position for those Stalkers, they can buy time. He can like wall off, maybe warp in a sentry. Trigger doesn't have any gas right now. He's trying to build a new Observer. So it looks like he will get a new Observer out in time, but he's let those Dark Templar in. He wasn't able to hold position in time. Quickly running his probes away right now. Here we go. Oh my god. Oh my god, he's going to do the classic move. He's going to do the classic move. The Oracle gets the tag off on the Observer as it dies. And the Phoenix sniped the Observer. You might not have caught what just happened. I didn't realize he was going to go for the same maneuver he went against Need. And I think the very first episode of Mape the Ape. No way. And now he's focusing the Robo down. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. There's no detection. He's trying to rebuild Observers with Pylons so they can't get killed. He's going to try and get that up. But look at this. He's losing so much to the Dark Templar. That was a 1 Phoenix, 1 Oracle snipe on the Observer. Literally the second it popped. There is an element of luck to that. There is an element of dirty skill. And there is an element of what the hell, man. Mape the Ape going for the goddamn Harlem Globetrotters play. Such a low percentage shot, and yet he gets it in. That was a half-court shot. That was a friggin' three-quarter court shot. ForGG is going down Robo. He's trying to build Robos everywhere. He just can't get them up, guys. He can't get them up. He's got all these army units. They just can't see the Dark Templar. If you look at this from Trigger's vision, the Dark Templar are just hounding him. There's one new Robo building behind the natural, one behind the main, but he's just lost so much, man. There's no way he can get these up. Look at this. The Dark Templar keep finding all of his Robos. The one in the main gets found as well. The Dark Templar does actually get blocked by those Zealots. That's a nice move. But look at that. He's losing his whole army on the map as well. So he's lost his army. He's losing the Robo in the main. The Robo on the natural is still only halfway done. That's the only one that hasn't been spotted yet. I mean, by the time you get an Observer out, you're not going to have anything to kill the Dark Templar. That Robo's going to go down. He cancels it at the last second. Trigger's having to run his probes from his main. This is an absolute disaster. The Stalker's getting cleaned up by a Dark Templar and some probes on the other side of the map. Trigger just has to tap out. We have to watch that again. We have to go back and see that because that was such a disgusting move. So look at this, guys. The Observer's out. He's killed the Observer on the map. The next one's about to come out. The DTs are walking in. Trigger's like, it's okay. We're going to have the Observer. And look at this. The Stalkers are like, oh, Oracle, let's kill that. And they're killing it. The Oracle is on 4 hit points. It's got these next projectiles coming out of the Stalkers right now. You can see them coming out. And the Observer hasn't popped, and any one of those projectiles is going to kill it. But he turns, he throws the tag as the Observer materializes, and it dies. This is the Observer right here. You can't even see the graphic. You see the little yellow circle? Because it's just popped out of the Robo. So literally, you can't even see the visual image of the Observer yet, and he tags it. You can just see the bare outlines, and the Oracle dies as the Observer materializes already with Revelation on it. And the only thing that shoots up is this single Phoenix. But luckily, it kills an Observer in 1, 2, 3 shots and gets out of there. That is disgusting. GG, well played, Mape. You were a filthy, filthy bastard. Dude, I love watching him pull off these sewer mermaid shenanigans up against pro gamers. It's so disgusting. Well played, Maples. GG's.